What's up, podcast world? It's your favorite insurance guy, Henry Rodriguez, and we're back for another exclusive Elite podcast. And we're here once again with my favorite co-host,
your SCV MVP.
Hey, what's up, MVP?
I'm excited once again, man.
Are you? You're grinning.
Well, I get to hang out with you. We got some some breaking news.
We do
today,
have some
maybe?
breaking news. Yeah. You know what? Let's get right into the reveal.
Should we just do it right away?
For it?
I don't know.
All right. We're gonna do a drum roll for this one because for all of you who haven't known, we've had the voice for every single episode we've ever aired.
Day one.
Up until this point. So
he's
for
finally
those
coming out.
He's finally coming out.
Yes.
Maybe out the closet, maybe whatever.
He's got a big closet.
But the voice, the unveiling of the voice, here with the exclusive Elite podcast, none other than our boy Christian Lazore.
Yeah.
Surprise. AKA the Stairmaster, AKA Hair Sky High.
Look at that thing, man.
The poof.
It's grown significantly since our first episode.
Your face is finally allowed on camera, dude.
I'm sorry for you guys now. Definitely.
It's a good face, but I'm up for the challenge.
I appreciate it.
I'm up for the challenge.
You
know, I got billboards, dude.
Yeah. Hey,
I got billboards.
It took me a long time to get this hair, to be where I wanted to be on camera.
Yeah,
the seniors are going to be out in drove now. No, we got more senior listeners now. AARP.
You are really great, dude.
AARP.
You are really great.
It came fast and hard, but here we are.
And we have a second reveal. Actually, you know what? Since you're on camera now,
yes, sir.
How about you do the unveiling of the second thing? Let's just go. Let's just go for it.
We're gonna put this on me for the second reveal.
Yes, let's do it.
It's not pink. It's not pink or blue, right? It's not pink or blue.
Well, our boy over here, the SEV MVP himself, has some big news in the real estate industry that just came out with a little change.
Breaking news.
Yes,
you want to break it?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, break it.
Are you nervous?
No, we're friends.
All right.
I love you. We're family at this point.
First off, it doesn't matter where this guy goes because wherever he goes, his brand is going to follow him. He's done something in the industry that not everyone does and actually builds a brand. And, Diddy, hats off to you. And
thank you.
Congratulations to Equity Union for getting you over.
How much did he pay you for to say all these nice things?
That sounded great.
All right.
Grow your hair longer, please.
What an introduction.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, man. I love you guys. You guys have always had my back since day one. I think we've been at this for, 6-7 years?
Yeah, at least, man.
A long
I thought
time.
you were Jeff Bradley-Lino.
The first year, we didn't really count Henry and I. But the voice, now Christian.
He actually denied being part of the exclusive Elite Network at the beginning. Remember that?
Yes.
And then lunch after whatever.
I was going to say, we had to hunt him down. We actually
him.
created the SCV MVP.
No.
I told that to everybody.
It was a big part, but you tell a lot of things to people.
The MVP was here, and the Elite Network took it to new heights. Heights it has never seen before.
Thank God for the podcast.
Now look at his nose. Look at that thing. Look at that thing.
What's more, my nose or the hair?
Oh, I don't know.
Man. It feels good to be seen.
Yeah. Nothing but love, though, man.
I'm happy to finally call you by your first name, Christian, not the voice.
Appreciate it.
Welcome, dude.
Thank you.
And Diddy, congratulations.
Thank you, man. I love you guys, man.
But let's bring in our guest.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
All right, Johnny Vance with Vance Wealth. Thank you for being on our episode, brother. Appreciate it, man. Why don't you tell our viewers and listeners, we have over 1,400 subscribers, Christian, okay? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Okay, well, you guys are talking about hair, so I know you're not going to bring me into that mix, and it's all good.
That just means you have an abundance of testosterone, right?
Is that what it is? There you go. That is right. So I like where your head's at. My name is John Vance. I own Vance Wealth. I founded the company in 2003. I've been living in Santa Clarita since 2002. So this has been my home for, almost 25 years, which has been great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You started the company from the ground up, just you, partners. Tell us about that journey.
Yeah, so Vance Wealth started. We just had our 21st anniversary.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That is awesome.
And as you guys know, when you start that journey, it's a very lonely one, right? Mm-hmm. It's me, myself, and I, and you get things going. You start grinding, and we're now up to 20 employees. And so I started at 28 years old, and now it's really fun to look back on the journey that we've been on, and I have a great team, and really fortunate to be part of that.
Love it, man.
I was going to say something when wealth management is such a broad term for people like me, right? Can you explain a little bit what that means and what you guys do to help people, I guess, in the investment world, and kind of dive into that a little bit?
Yeah, that's a great question because I think our industry was initially really referred to as an investment-focused industry, right? Where, hey, how can you invest my money, whether it's in stocks, mutual funds, things like that. And wealth management is really taking it to the next level where you're focusing on the financial planning side, the tax planning side, where you're really focusing on the person. And what that means is we do a lot of goals-based financial planning because at the end of the day, everyone's different, right? So everyone has different aspirations, different goals in life. And so the work that we do starts with our client in mind, and then we build a financial plan, and then from there we build an investment strategy that's appropriate. But that's really what wealth management means. It's really focusing on the whole picture and not just an investment focus. And so while we don't handle real estate, we don't do insurance, we're well versed in those areas so that we can be a good steward for our clients and give them good advice.
Yeah, you let me do the insurance, John.
That is right.
Okay,
that
perfect.
Right.
I should have talked to him a while ago.
But you know what? I am a client of your firm, and what I love about it is a couple years back, I actually took a step back and said, hey, you know what? Instead of trying to look for the next deal, so to speak, the next investment, could I sharpen the saw in terms of tax strategy? And you guys have really helped me really understand it and take advantage of our complex tax system. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you help clients do that?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm happy to get.
It's a loaded question.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to get into the weeds, but we might bore your listeners. But at the end of the day, the entrepreneurial journey that I've been on, and tax strategies, all the complexities that business owners have. The service offering that we now have at Vance Wealth was really designed with kind of me in mind, because I said, what are all the challenges that I had to deal with? Not really having a proactive accountant that was giving me advice, and I'm having to go find all the answers and really dig and ask questions.
Preach on that, brother. Preach.
Right? And you're going around and you're trying to talk to your successful clients, the people that you surround yourself with, the mentors, and really learning all these things. And so we've really tried to build a process-driven approach around all these strategies. But we don't do it alone. So we still collaborate with the team, but we usually are the driver of that. We like to put ourselves in that quarterback seat because someone's got to be the quarterback. If you don't have a leader of like your professional team, then it's left on you as the owner. And a lot of times you're busy with other stuff. You're busy with your life. You're busy with your business, and you just need someone to shepherd that and take care of it. And that's really what we built our process for, mainly to kind of deal with all the pain that I dealt with as a business owner and building processes to actually solve the challenges that I had.
Yeah, no, I love that, and that you do solve that challenge, because what most entrepreneurs are good at is making money, right? But at the end of the day, it's not how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And you and your team do a fantastic job of doing that, specifically with tax strategies. So,
thank you.
Especially people in our industry.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people do we know make a lot of money, but they owe a lot of money?
Yeah.
And I don't think they understand that there's advantages that they can do instead of just paying the IRS, right? I mean, you can kind of sit down with them and lay out a specific plan for each person. Is that how that works a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, so let's even back up for a little bit. So one of the dilemmas, you asked a good question about wealth management. Our industry has been it's been built to only help people who can come to them with money. So meaning, I have assets, can you help me manage them? And I think that model's a little bit broken, because if you're a young entrepreneur or you're a young earner, you might not have the assets. Or guess what? You know who's fighting for those assets? Your family, because you need to buy a bigger house. You might need to send your kids to private school. You have resources that get tied up in that process. And so we built a model now where we can charge planning fees. And so we're getting a lot of younger people to come in the door because they might not have the assets, or their assets are getting deployed elsewhere, like growing their business, and investing in real estate. And then that way we can serve them because we charge a fee for the advice that we give.
I think that's huge. Because a lot of people have this misunderstanding that they need a ton of money, right? However much it is. But there's a lot of people that are just starting their career, and you're saying you can kind of build that foundation with them from the start.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that...
Can I make an appointment?
Yes, let's do this. All right. Done. Okay, I'm out.
You got another plan?
Can I make an appointment?
Episode over. Thank you guys.
No, I think that's huge. There's a ton of people that think the misconception is you need a ton of money to start investing, and you really don't, right?
Well, and that's one of the questions we get all the time is, what's your minimum? And I was like, we don't have a minimum. No, we have a minimum fee because it's relevant. We have to provide professional advice. And so our planning, I'll just give you an idea. We start at $1,000 a month, but most of the time when we look at our tax strategies, we're going to save 2 to 3 times that in our fee, and we can document that right at the outset. And so that makes it really worthwhile, because you actually know what you're getting into before you have to make that commitment to hire a firm.
And for me, that makes sense, right? Because whatever their fee is, it's also a write-off to the business owner, right? So it's just a win-win all around, and the advice is spectacular. And I love working with your team, John, so thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit more about your journey and how it shaped your personal values, especially when it comes to balancing family and balancing business and community, which I know you're heavily involved in our community. Why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I think that I wasn't aware of where I am today. I didn't have this insight 20 years ago. There's no chance. I mean, I've learned so much along the way. I think now looking back, the reality is I think there's so many things in life that are out of our control. You know, we look at the political landscape that we're living in right now. There's so much that, you know, we know we don't have control of, but the things that I'm aware of, I have control of my own behavior, how I mentor my family, how I lead my team and develop the people around me, and then also the impact I can make on the community. So I really try to put a lot of my effort in areas where I know I can make a difference.
Yeah.
Because those are things that are more local. They're more you can actually invest your time and make a ton of progress. And so the journey that I've been on, you know, in terms of, you know, I just want to make an impact on people and provide a legacy that, you know, people are making better decisions. You know, there's the financial component of that, which is a big driver of our success. But you know, a lot of times when you're dealing with a family, you know, for kids especially, it goes in one ear out the other. And but you know, it's still it's still a fun process to go through to continue to mentor and help and guide, and that's really where my strengths lie, and that's where I want to continue to spend more time.
Yeah. And I've had the opportunity to work with people on your team, and you really do an excellent job of developing leaders. Can you talk a little bit about that strategy and how that's impacted your own business?
Yeah, so I would like to tell you it's purposeful, and I feel like it's been more accidental. It has been, and
sometimes that's the best, though, right?
But it's identifying good people.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to sound a little weird. I feel like I collect good people, meaning when I meet somebody, and I've made job offers to people that weren't even looking for a job, that I met them, I'm like, this is the right fit. Like you find that, you know, we all connect with people, right?
Yeah.
Look at you guys here. I mean, you guys connect with each other, right? So when you find those people in life, I've just been a big believer, like surround yourself with more of those people. So from a leadership perspective, the way that I've developed a lot of my young talent is I put them to work quickly. Like we give them responsibilities right away. We're big believers of documenting processes on how we do things.
Yeah.
And the beauty of good processes, you can actually delegate things to people who are inexperienced because they can learn, because they can follow. They're not just winging it. And that's, I think, how we've really developed our leadership, is because we force them to make decisions, to take responsibility early on, instead of like protecting them and like not letting them fail.
Right.
Like whole part of this process is like you want to fail early, fail quickly, but then that's how you learn.
Love that.
I like that too. Like in real estate, people try to build a team, and they struggle because they want to, let's say, bring someone in, give them an opportunity, but then they find themselves doing all the work. How do you manage that, right? Like if you bring a young person in, you give them an opportunity, are you still involved heavily until they really kind of let the reins go? Can you talk a little bit about that? Or?
Yeah, so I have mentor meetings, multiple every week. So we do a lot of one-on-ones to just stay engaged with people, because I think that, as we know, any of us in business, when you have turnover of good people, it's really disruptive to your business and to your life, because
1,000%, yeah.
You surround yourself with good people, and you want to keep those good
Yes.
people, because you know that they can help you make an impact on your clients.
Yeah.
But also it's just really rewarding, right?
Yeah.
Because these are good people that you get to surround yourself with. Yeah. So in terms of like focusing on allowing them to grow and develop and to do the work, we stay heavily involved. It might not be me, but I'm really set on creating an organization that is full of leaders. So I have the next level of leaders like Jared Ferguson and Tyler Tilton that are on my team. Like they are now in a leadership role. So it's really fun to watch them develop, because they're trying to teach a lot of the stuff that I have embodied and taught them. But we try to really empower the team, and so that's not all about me, because I don't have that kind of time in every day to actually to manage 20 people.
Yeah.
But you really empower that next generation to make sure they're taking that leadership role.
Yeah.
I just like how he's super personal.
100%,
Right? A lot of
yeah.
people in the wealth management world, I don't feel like are as personal, right? Is that kind of fair to say? Maybe.
I don't know. How many wealth managers do you know?
Not a lot.
But you know what I do love what you said, John, is that you empower your people. You know, shout out to my boy Tyler Tilton. I know he's doing something big with Vance Wealth here, but you truly do empower your people, and I love that. And I think it's part of your company culture. And I know Christian and I have been talking about, the impact that a great company culture can do for any business and any brand. Can you talk about maybe some core values and how that helps the success of your company culture at Vance Wealth?
Yeah, I mean, a couple that we have are collaboration drives success, and then another is committed to continuous growth.
Okay.
So I think some of our core values really embody, we want to attract people that's how they live their life. And so, culture is an interesting thing, right? Because sometimes you feel like you have it, and then when you maybe lose somebody or you're having some internal conflict, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, is it there? Are
Right,
we really
right.
preaching?
Yeah.
Are we really practicing what we preach? And so I think the commitment to the culture side of thing is really finding the right people and putting them in an area where they can succeed. And that really, to me, and we've talked about this, is they can make their own decisions.
Right.
They can actually take they can use their unique ability, their unique skill set, and actually make decisions. And then they're not always waiting on me.
Right.
And that's a hard thing as an owner to let go of sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because you want to have a little bit of control of that culture, but you realize that doesn't do anyone any good. You have to allow them to get out there on their own.
You have to be, and I'm sure you are a master of this, a master delegator, and then empower and trust your people. So trust is one of our core values at the Rodriguez Agency, and it's something that, again, we work on and talk about constantly. Is company culture. That is our top priority. Number one, every team meeting, every week we talk about company culture. So I understand the importance, and I see it through your firm as well, on how that, keeping that top of mind and how you develop your people. It's part of your company culture, right? Mm-hmm. Empowering people and empowering future leaders for Vance Wealth and for the future of Vance Wealth.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the interesting things, and I think when you're as an owner, you reflect sometimes when you make mistakes, right? So we've had some challenges over the last year or so with dealing with accountability and really talking about, do we have accountability?
Oh,
right?
accountability,
right?
Especially with this generation. Oh my God!
Do we say we're accountable, or do we have accountability? And to us, it's like accountability means working with your coworker and calling them out if they're not doing their job.
Yes,
but having the face-to-face dialogue, people are like, oh, I sent a text, I sent an email. It's like, have a conversation.
Pick up the phone.
So and so is not doing their job. Have you talked to them about that? No. Right. Well, why not? That's a big part of that culture, is it has to be reinforced.
Yep.
But also sometimes you have to look in the rearview mirror. You could put it up on the wall, but are you actually living it?
Right. No, I love it.
And we talk about collaboration all the time,
all
right?
the time.
I mean, I think, what's the saying that you say? The leaders collaborate, but...
people at the top collaborate and people at the bottom compete. Which is a little different than what we're talking about right now, Ryan. But
No, it's kind of the same thing. No, I think, but a lot of people want to, they don't embrace collaborating, right? They want to I'm going to be the best. I'm just going to do it myself. But if you learn and you collaborate with people that are at the top, I feel like you can get a lot further. You know?
Yeah.
It took me time to really appreciate that.
Well, but I think some of the environment that we're in, whether you're dealing with investments or real estate businesses, so much attention is paid on commissions, right? How much you're getting paid,
right?
And so I do think it creates this competitive environment, which some competitiveness is healthy.
Yeah.
But we've really tried to turn that on its head. Meaning, most of our people, we get paid. We pay our team, base plus really good bonuses. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of commission payouts because we just feel like it incentivizes the wrong things because it doesn't allow for as much collaboration. So we've really kind of broken that model down. So when people come to us, they think we're going to pay one way. It's that's not how we do it, because we want to create this collaborative environment so that we have teamwork that's going to continue to thrive.
Love it.
Changing the game.
Christian, aka The Voice, you want to chime in a little? Have any questions for Mr.
Can we even
Mr.
call him The Voice anymore?
I know.
Wow. No need. I just want to, say hats off to you, because I know what a busy professional you are and how involved you are in the community, and it takes a lot of time to give back to your community, which I'm modeling for the Seroptimus group and Single Mothers Outreach, which I know you're the chair of. So I would love for you to talk more about chairing the Single Mothers Outreach and how people could get involved and help. It sounds like you might having a couple positions open, possibly. Maybe someone out there might be ready to join the journey.
I'm happy to share. Yeah, so Single Mothers Outreach is an organization that I've been involved with for over 10 years. I started first just donating some money because I didn't have the time, because I had a young family. Mm-hmm. And so now I've been on the board and chairing the board and really trying to be in a leadership role. And basically we support about 500 families in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Wow.
And it's primarily moms and their children. We do have a few dads, so it's not a great name for that. But, but
well, in today's world, who knows? It doesn't really matter now.
True. I don't think we want to touch that.
No.
Smart man. Smart.
Core and delete. Okay.
No, it's all good. So with Single Mothers Outreach, I mean, in terms of so we are looking to add 3 or 4 board members right now. So we've had a little bit of turnover, which is a good thing. I'm a big believer in organizations. You want to get new blood, new leadership in there. So we are looking for some people committed to helping the organization. We also just bought a building, which is fantastic, because now we have a permanent home. Because one of the things that we do a lot of therapy at the organization. We do a lot of coaching and counseling to these moms and their children. And so we now have a facility that can accommodate all of that. And we have what we call Shop the Closet, so they have the ability to actually shop and get clothing for free. So we have a lot of great programs. So we're doing a capital campaign that will be kicking off here pretty soon. But I've been really fortunate to be part of that organization. But it just follows a lot of my mentality of stay local and make an impact on these organizations. We have a tiny budget, but we have a pretty big footprint because we can really make an impact on a lot of moms.
I'm gonna get the MVP over here to commit. Maybe you need to join that board,
For the
dude.
single mom.
But key operative word: commit.
I am committed. We can talk about it. Where's
we
the
can talk
building?
about it.
Where's
He's
the
already
building?
50-50.
Where's the building?
We're on Smythe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's looking for board members.
I
Did
just
he?
think it's awesome in Santa Clarita how all these people that are in positions of success always give back. I mean,
Well,
we're so
you have
lucky
to
about
also
that.
think
you know?
about that, like turn it upside down, right? Maybe
Yeah.
the reason why we are successful is because of what we morally stand for, and we want to continue to give back. And I think when our community sees people in leadership positions giving back to the community, it attracts them to come and help you on your journey of success.
Sign me up, okay?
Oh,
Just sign me up.
Is that an exclusive? And are you committed?
What is it called? The single mother outreach? Yeah.
We can chat. Don't let them pressure you.
You have to pressure him because he never commits.
I do commit. Ask my girl. I'm committed.
Shout out!
Love you, Cheddar. I wanted to ask, why Santa Clarita? Can you kind of talk about that? Are you from Santa Clarita? Like, why Santa Clarita? Or
Well, I mean, I grew up in Hollywood Hills, Los Feliz area, but I've been up here for almost 25 years. So, I mean, all my focus is here, right? The business is here, my employees are here, my family's here, and so I love this community. I mean, I think this community is so unique because it's the only community in Los Angeles that has borders.
Yeah.
Meaning we have a defined city.
Yep.
Right. We have a defined.
Yep.
We know if you're from here, this is like your
Yeah.
home.
Right.
And I think right. And I think that the reality is that fosters a lot of this collaboration and community involvement because we know what our community is. When you're in LA, city to city just runs together. It's just another block.
Right.
And that's the thing I love about this is the people who are involved, and we know the same people are involved with all the same organizations. You go out there, it's
Talk
the same
about it in
people.
the chamber meeting, right?
Right.
It's the same 300.
It's all the same people. But you know what? That shows commitment, right?
Right.
Because we're getting people who really care. And that's the thing. I love surrounding myself with people who care. And to your point, Christian, when you start looking at the fact that it's like you gotta show up and put the work in and right and
Show up all the time.
there's no one better than that guy.
Show up,
and it's got.
Oh, we're talking about me. Jeez, Lo. Are you in on this?
Showing up, commitment.
And I think doing it for the right reasons because I think the more that I give, the more that I get. But that's not the intention of giving. But I know that has blessed me with the more that I help other people. It's come back in many more times.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. And I know she's gonna appreciate this. I'm gonna bring up your wife. I know she's instrumental in your business and your guys' ability to give back to the community. You want to talk a little bit about her?
Yeah. So my wife Carmen,
Who's awesome, by the way,
awesome,
and filled with energy.
Yes.
She's one of my favorites.
Most of the time we call her Carmen Awesome, not Carmen. That's a true story. So we've been able to raise 6 kids. We have one still in the house right now. So she has 4, I have 2, so we have 6 together. It's been an amazing journey.
Man.
She's just an amazing woman. You can't be an entrepreneur without a team effort, like without great support. I mean, she supports me in everything that I do, and we've built an amazing home because of that. And so, the level of like happiness, and I feel like I'm not a stressful person, and so much of that starts at the house.
Yeah.
And so
important.
because you just I get to show up, wake up every day with a smile, and no, I don't.
Especially when there's a board meeting.
Right.
Especially when there's a board meeting, they already cook for everyone, and you don't get home till 8:30 that night. Right.
Is that part of your success, man? Because you're always cool, calm, and collective. Like nothing bothers you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of wired that way. I just have this approach that there's a lot that I can't control, and so I don't spend a lot of time worrying about it. But I do think having a grounded partner who really, brings out the best in you. She's the fun one in the relationship. I'm definitely the more serious one. Yeah, we know, right?
I feel like you're fun.
Well, you guys are bringing it out of me. But yeah, everything we do in life, whether it's growing your business, building a family, it's a team. It's really a team effort, and so I'm so fortunate to have her in my life.
Couldn't agree with you more, brother. All right, that's awesome. I'm gonna reel it back in a little bit into your business. What key financial principles do you believe are essential for individuals and families to achieve long-term wealth?
Yeah, so this is a really good question. The simple answer is you got to start early. I think too many people prioritize I would call maybe bad spending habits, and they prioritize fun over like reality,
Right.
and they don't get a head start.
Yeah. Too much YOLO.
Yeah. and
There needs to be a balance of it, right?
And the reality is it's having a little bit more purpose around decision making.
Yeah.
And you don't need to save a lot early. You just need to start early. So
Right.
that's a big part. That's number one. And I know that sounds pretty simplistic. And so if you haven't started early now, what do you do? The other advice that I would give to people is you have to invest, meaning you need to be an investor, not a trader. So when you're going to buy real estate, you buy and you hold. When you're going to buy stocks, you buy and you hold. Whatever decisions you're going to make, be an investor, because too many people make bad decisions by trying to trade stuff or making money quickly.
Yep.
You got to invest, because all the
Gotta invest, huh?
I've been investing. Well, I think that's great advice.
Take it easy on that.
How many people do you see on commercials like make money today or
Oh,
make
for
money
sure,
right away?
yeah.
But it's really it's the marathon, right? It's the journey of really just starting early and consistently putting money away every single month, right?
Yeah, it's the power of compounding and being consistent with it.
Yeah.
And again, investing. I see clients now who are 60 years old, 70, 80, and you look at their wealth, and it's because they were just buyers.
Yeah.
They just accumulate assets.
Right.
And you know what's cool? You could be someone, maybe you work just a 9-to-5 job. You can still be diligent and put away, and in 10, 20, 30 years, be super successful, right?
The compounding is spectacular
Right.
when you actually look at the math.
Yeah.
And it blows your mind, because I'm on I've been doing this over 20 years, and now I'm on the tail end of seeing clients who started with me 20
Right.
years ago.
That's
at,
awesome.
At like nothing, and
That's
like,
cool.
how did you get here?
Right. Well, they say the compounding interest is like the 9th or 10th wonder of the world or something. If you know that
Oh, really?
concept.
The seventh wonder of the world.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, another business question for you, John. What unique challenges or opportunities do you face as a wealth manager in today's economy?
Yeah, so there's two parts to that. Number one is misinformation.
Okay.
When you see the
All the
stuff that
fake
comes
news,
out,
huh?
fake news, social media posts, and the reason why that's a big issue is fear. Clients make bad decisions when they're scared about stuff. And if you tune into the news, you tune into everything, it's all about fear. So we talked about how to be successful. You want to be an investor. Well, what takes you out of being an investor? Fear. Because some bad thing is going to happen,
Right,
and so I
right.
can't be a long-term investor. So that's a big issue. And then what we're also starting to see now, cybersecurity is a huge issue, because obviously we're moving money in and out of accounts, and so just protecting client assets is really important. And so I think we're going to do, we're moving to a world where there's so much technology that's driving everything. Everything's automated. You call anywhere, you can't get a hold of a human being. I think for our industry, we're going to go the opposite way, that people are going to value being able to pick up the phone and talk to a human.
Sure.
And so I think all of the automation is going to be important to help with internal processes and getting better. But I think clients are going to demand the face-to-face and hear the voice or see the video, because there's going to be so much distrust out there that they're not going to know, is this safe to actually have this conversation?
Right.
We talk about that in real estate too, right? Like, I feel like they're always going to have to be that face-to-face, that personal touch, someone I can call and be like, what is going on, right? Instead of just nothing,
Yeah.
I got a question for our listeners and for us as well too, who are raising kids. What are a couple tips for teenagers about to get jobs? About saving. What did you do in your family with your 6 kids? And
That's a lot of savings. That's a lot of savings.
how's that working out? Like couple pro tips.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're referring to like how to teach the kids about being smarter with money, we can maybe start there. And if you want to go into more investments as a parent, like how to be smart there, we can delve into that as well. So we did something called Kids Pay, which basically is how we pay our kids, and we basically set up different wallets for like fun, for like charity, for wealth. So I'm happy to give you the details, but at a high level, what we did was we actually overpaid our children, but they were forced to put it in different buckets of money. So they had to put money into a wealth account, and then we created a family investment account, and we would discuss what we would invest in. So that caused a lot of dialogue.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so we're like,
Yeah.
what are you using? Amazon. They use Amazon all the time. So all right, let's buy Amazon, right? So we went through that conversation. And then also the beautiful thing from a parent's perspective, how annoying is it when you're anywhere with your kids and like, buy me this, buy me that. So by overpaying,
Sounds like my kids.
Yeah.
so by
So it's all our kids.
so by overpaying them, they have a fun wallet where whenever they ask for anything, oh, I want popcorn. Great, you have money, you can buy it. So
Yeah.
we actually force them to make decisions, because some of the kids are like hoarding their money; they're
Yeah.
not spending anything.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
other kids-
yeah. Mom and dad will still pay.
and then the other kids are like blowing their money in the first week of their allowance. And so setting up that structure with the Kids Pay has really helped them develop some good money habits.
Okay.
And then now that they're in college or even after college, we've set up a system to basically fund a Roth IRA for them. So we'll match them up to $250 every month, because they can put a total of, I think, $7,000 $3,000 this year, so we'll do a $3,000 match, but they got to put money in. So far, I have one of my children that has taken me up on it, which is really disappointing, but it's okay. One
out of 6 isn't bad.
It's not
One
bad.
out of 6, not
John,
bad.
it seems like you need to write a book just for children on these concepts.
I think that's a great idea because at some point, a lot of the kids, like Christian said, don't understand how this works. And if you can kind of like reduce it to the ridiculous, what I like to say, and get them to understand, I feel like it will help them significantly.
Yeah, when you show them the power of compounding as well, then it's even more remarkable. It's like you show a 19-year-old, if you just don't purchase this and you save $5,000, what it'll be worth in 30 years, it just blows their mind.
Right.
They're like, this doesn't make any sense, but that's powerful.
Real.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, guys. Henry, can Tamara move your car? You're blocking in someone. He's got to go to the airport.
Keys are in my bag.
In your bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That was a first.
That was the first.
That was weird.
Okay.
I wanted to just ask, did you always envision like wealth management? Did you grow up around that? Or was it something was a passion for you? Or did you kind of...
I don't even know if I knew wealth management was an industry. My
Yeah.
mom did say you're either going to be a banker or an accountant. So she said I like to count money.
So you could've did both.
Apparently. But the one thing that, and I think we all realize this, the business that we're in, it's all about people.
Yeah.
There's a technical component of what we do and the advice we give, but most clients don't care. They just want to know we're doing it. But then it comes down to, can you communicate? Can you actually get your clients to can you assist them? Can you provide that emotional support? And because that's really what we're looking. All the business we're in. I do think we're just in people businesses, and you happen to be in insurance. I happen to be in wealth management. But it is all about the people.
100%.
I like it.
I'm gonna switch subjects, and then we're gonna wrap up this segment as well. But and I'm gonna frame it this way because I know how heavily you and your family are involved in our community. So in terms of legacy play, looking ahead and looking ahead for you in your future. What legacy do you hope you leave in your business, the community, and with your family?
Okay, so in
Loaded question,
Yeah, I know,
Johnny.
there's a lot. There's a lot there. So in the community, we bought a building, Single Mothers Outreach. It's a $2 million capital campaign.
It's incredible.
Our family, we donated $500,000. So
Wow! Hey, round of applause.
So
Jeez.
I'm joining the board.
You got the commitment.
So we committed a
Wow.
big number because
Yeah.
I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I've also asked a lot of clients and friends to support us on that journey, and so it's been great. And I feel like if you can't pony up and be part of that, then it's hard to ask. So we made that commitment because my goal is, if we can have a building that's paid for, then now servicing these single parent families for the long term. Now we have a permanent home, and that's the legacy I'm really proud to leave. Now from here, I don't know what journey I'm going to go on. I'm passionate about school projects or school and education of kids, so getting involved with maybe COC, other things. So that's another legacy that I haven't really even touched. In terms of the business, so I made a decision we're not going to sell the business. I'm going to sell internally. So a big part where I get offers every week from private equity to sell my business, and I think that I've made a decision that's not happening, mainly because I think it takes the personal side of our business. Because if we get bought by private equity, then it's like, here's how you're serving your clients. Then you get put into a box. We think our value is the personalization that we can deliver. So now I'm going to sell internally, and the beauty of that is, I get to create this next generation of entrepreneurs with my team members. So I get to identify those rock stars that are at Vance Wealth now and give them a path to ownership. So I'm super excited about that. So that's that legacy. And then family's an interesting one, right? Because my kids are now between 15 and 25. And we're kind of coming out of that exhausting phase. Now it's really now we're in like the really expensive phase of college. But I'm looking forward to the next 10 years where we can do a lot more traveling, a lot more family time, because the grind of being an entrepreneur, when you start from zero, and there's just money's tight, and you're fighting for the same resources. And so now I feel like we're at a place where we can make a bigger impact because we have some of those resources taken care of, where we can now focus on more fun. And so the legacy with my kids, clearly I want to teach them teach them about money, but also we'll see. I don't know if any are going to get involved with the business. I'm not promoting that. I kind of want them to find their own way. And so I think it's really important for me is the most important value is just caring about people. Yeah. So that's the most important legacy that I want to leave is caring about people and making an impact.
But none of them are showing any interest in the business?
I have but I'm almost deflecting that. I don't even want that to be an issue because I don't want them, if they start with dad right out of college, I don't think that's healthy. I want them to go find their own way, and if they come back, that's okay. I have two of my daughters I think will be amazing at it, but I'm kind of keeping that to myself. I'll let them figure it out.
Wait till they find out how lucrative of an opportunity it is.
Yeah, right? I like what you said about COC. I can definitely see a platform for you there to teach the youth, right? The ones that are up and coming, just to teach them how to save and
invest. Yeah,
you
there's
know?
just not enough financial literacy. It's getting a little bit better, but I still don't think there's enough structure and purpose around that.
And someone who can deliver it like you, though, right? I feel like they would understand it. You get a lot of people who try to discuss it, but it's hard to understand. You kind of break it down where it makes sense. You know.
All right, Johnny. Well, thank you for that. Last question, and we'll wrap up, man. So, how do you see the future of wealth management evolving, and how are you positioning yourself to stay ahead of the curve? I'm giving you all the loaded questions on this one, man. All of them.
That's the hardest one to answer.
Yeah.
You're killing me. You know, I think that the reality is going down this AI and tech-heavy environment is going to enable our advisors and our team to service and help more people.
So you're looking at embracing it's an opportunity.
Yeah, it's definitely an opportunity. It's going to make us more productive.
Okay.
And I think those people that are going to exceed have team members that their like IQ and their EQ is super high, meaning they care about people. So I think this industry is going to go to a place where a lot of the technical stuff is going to be highly automated, but the people stuff is going to be so important. So I think that as we build a firm, we actually made a conscious decision as we don't want to have a team of salespeople.
Okay.
We want a team of advisors that understand the technical component, but then can communicate with their clients, meaning they care about their clients. And that's really that's what we want to embody, because we think the wealth management space, and because technology is going to make some of the stuff easier, you got to have people who can communicate and really understand all those nuances.
Man, well said. Kudos to you, John Vance.
IQ, EQ?
Yeah,
What's going on
we're not
here?
even going to get to that, Ryan. John, thank you so much for
That was
being
awesome.
on our podcast,
Super
man.
awesome.
You're doing an incredible job. Kudos to you for everything you're doing with your business, with the community. 500,000, man, for Single Mothers Outreach. That's incredible. Thank you for everything you're doing.
We're lucky to have him.
Christian, do you want to sign us off on this one, dude?
Wait, what?
You want to sign us off?
Do I even know how to do that?
Look, he's look at him.
They're only
he's
filming
all
you from
giddy.
here up.
He's getting all
From here
giddy.
up.
He's blushing.
No, I'm gonna leave that to
No,
Diddy. I
you
don't
do
want to
it.
come in here.
No, do it. I like it.
All right.
Stage is yours.
Well, that's a wrap. Mr. Johnny Vance with Vance Wealth, Elite Podcast, signing off.
We're out.